Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. I made it today.
The owner of December.
Dirty December, not just December.
Dirty.
The owner of Dirty December. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
I mean, my children are in town. We've been going to concert. Last night I went to Worry Again. It was the 22nd edition, the best concert ever. We had everyone there from Style Plus to Final to Burna Boy.
Wow.
I mean, the music, everything was beautiful.
What's Flavor there?
Wait, Flavor, I mean...
Was Davido there?
Can you stop?
Because these are your favorites.
Those are my two favorites. I'd seen Flavor already at the Tony Elumelu event. I'd seen Davido there as well. Yeah. But I mean, just going back and seeing those old stars and then having that, you know, that moment of
Olufumio,
Mapamileku, Olufumilai, that style plus. I mean, Dr. Abati, do you know this song? but let's just say, really he does? Really? Okay, great. All right. Well, kudos to Amaju Pinnick, who's the organizer of that event. Really, we're having a great time in Nigeria with all of the concerts, and our entertainers are doing fantastic. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending with a mother's plea. Funmilayo Ogunseyi, mother of the ex-wife of the Ooni of Ife, Naomi Silekunola, has appealed to Nigerians to intervene in the detention of her daughter, who was arrested in the wake of the stampede that claimed the lives of over 35 persons during the children's carnival, which she organized in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. This was so sad to see. I mean, we were just discussing that. Why would they hold her for that long, Dr. Abati, Naomi, for that long after that?
Whether it is Miss Naomi Ogunseyi, that's the name that the House of Oduduwa, the throne of the Ooni of Ife, has put out there, you know, in an attempt by the House of Oduduwa to distance itself from this particular case, is to say that, look, you know, this matter, when you look at it critically, is an action in thought. Persons who organize events have a duty of care to make sure that persons who are involved in those events, you know, are well taken care of. Now, where there is a problem, then there will be issues raised about negligence, about conspiracy, which are the charges that the police seem to be looking at. It doesn't matter whether you are a former queen or a serving queen or an owner of a media house. However, the thing we can insist upon is that the police, the authorities, the security agencies, they must be fair. Every person that is charged, you know, within the ambit of the law is entitled to fair hearing. That's what Section 35 and 36 of the 1999 Constitution both state. In other words, you cannot keep anybody for more than 48 to 72 hours.
That's what I
If
thought.
you have an issue with them, you charge them to court.
That's it.
This is an action in thought. It's even a bailable offense. they're entitled. She's not the only one. There's the owner of Agidigbo FM, another person. They are entitled to bail, either administrative bail or court bail. So nobody should be maltreated. So people should, however, not talk about emotions. The mother of former Queen, Naomi, yes, as a mother, she has to feel concerned because, was there an intent to cause harm?
Well, that's
the point she's making.
Yeah, that's the point she's making.
This is a philanthropist. This is what she has been doing. She means well.
Yes,
she wants to help people. We have celebrated a philanthropist on this program. Whether it is Tolu Arokodari, the gang, defender, or it is Alex Iwobi, or it is Victor Musimhen. We have seen so many people, spreading joy and kindness.
Absolutely.
So this went wrong, but at the same time, the rights of the people involved, no matter the issues they want to establish about conspiracy or negligence, must be respected. And former Queen Naomi, is also entitled to a rights, fair hearing under the Nigerian Constitution.
Right, you're right. You both want to say something.
I have a lot to say. And for me, it's about the unfairness of the law and the way things are being done in Nigeria. I'm not saying that Naomi should not be given fair hearing. She should go through, the full provisions of the law. By now, she should have been charged to court.
She has been charged. That's what I was going to mention.
She's been charged to court.
She was charged for murder.
But she's been charged for murder.
The next hearing is on the 13th of
So
January.
why have they not put forward a case for their bail? Why did they deny her bail?
Because of the charge of murder.
So why was she denied bail?
The next hearing is on the 13th of January.
So the second question I also want to ask is, when the Nigerian Immigration Service thing happened many years ago, who was charged to court on that case? You see, these are the loopholes in the Nigerian law. When recently people died in the customs sale of rice stampede, who was charged to court? If this thing had anything to do with any government official, would this be the same level of justice meted out? I think if we can't answer the case of, and that's why I'm very upset with what the chief of defense staff said. Because for those two fighting, you can talk about collateral damage. There's also a duty of care. That's why even scientists invented what they call precision missile. The people lives that were lost. For those two cases, let's bring them back. Who was finally charged to court?
Okay, but you've made some valid points, Rufai.
I'm not talking about the fairness of the process.
The fairness of the process in general. You said she was denied bail. What about the other
all of them
organizers like Obi Jackson? No.
Oh no, so you mean
I'm talking about in other states. Like
in Abuja,
was he arrested?
The police have actually invited a reverend priest in Abuja and a couple of other people with that same society. Because it was a Catholic society.
But what about in Anambra State?
But I don't know of that.
Obi Jackson, we don't know what the update on that is, and that's one of the points I was going to make.
Right.
That it must be seen. Justice must be fair to all. Of course, different courts, as we've seen in many instances, rule in different ways depending on the charges brought before the defendants, and also, Dr. Abat always says, at the end of the day, the judge or justices have that prerogative. So, but the truth is that it does look a bit unfair as to what is happening to her. What they've said is because it's a charge of murder, Dr. Bati, we can speak to this, that they denied her or denied granting her bail alongside Oriyomi Hamzat and the principal of the school. The only thing I would say is that we also, as Nigerians, need to state what we really want. When this incident happened, we had said that for us to avoid further occurrences, it has to be investigated, and everyone who is culpable, no sacred cows, should be held accountable. What we're saying, though, is that there has to be accountability and ensure that due process is followed. If any one of them is found guilty, they should face the full wrath of the law, because we must have punitive measures to deter people in the future.
Right.
What is being seen, though, and that's when the sentiments come in, public sentiments, or of course a mother would cry. There are many mothers crying for their children who are currently in jail or unjustly or unfairly jailed. So it's important to state that as well, that let's also be careful that we also say that if anyone is found culpable, whoever it is, whether in Anambra, Abuja, or in Oyo State, let the full course of the law, but let it be done fairly.
Let the law take
yes.
its
The
course.
principle is nobody is above the law.
Yes.
But at the same time, the law must be fair.
Yes.
Law
To
must be
everybody,
fair.
Yes.
be
The
it
law-
king or plebeian.
Well said, you all. Well said. Well, in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke gave the prerogative of mercy to 53 convicts serving various prison sentences within the Nigerian Correctional Service, including Segun Olowookere, the man who was reportedly sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a hen and eggs in 2010. Segun's story recently went viral and sparked public outcry after an interview granted by his parents.
Moka sentenced to death by hanging.
Ni àwọn èèyàn bá ní ó pààyàn ni.
kò síbi tá a ti rìn dé o kò síbi tá a ti rìn dé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí o ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
Kí lẹ wá fẹ́ báyìí gangan?
Ìrànlọ́wọ́ la fẹ́ láti ọ̀dọ̀ gọ́vnọ̀ wa Adeleke kí wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́ torí ní ọjọ́ tí wọ́n dá ẹjọ́ yìí nǹkan tí wọ́n dá ń bẹ̀ náà ni pé ní gọ́vnọ̀ ló lè pádọ̀ ọmọ yìí kí wọ́n ràn wá lọ́wọ́ kí wọ́n ṣàánú wa kí wọ́n wò pé àbí ju ọmọ kan lọ abẹ olórí wa gọ́vnọ̀ wa kan dákun kan ṣàánú wa kan ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ọmọ kan ṣoṣo tàbí nígbèésí ayé wa náà ni eléyìí o.
All right, that was the video that was trending, but we know that the Osun court had debunked the story, whether or not Segun had been charged for stealing a hen. They said it was a case of robbery, but the governor has granted him pardon. Let's take Adeleke's tweet. His tweet reads in part, prerogative of mercy extended to 53 convicts in line with the recommendations of the State Advisory Council on prerogative of mercy and in exercise of the power conferred on me by paragraph A, C, and D of subsection I of section 212 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, I am pleased to extend my grace and mercy unto 53 convicts serving various convictions within the Nigerian Correctional Service. Well, he went on to list all of the people that he has pardoned, and this is the section that he listed the 4 people. He said the following 4 convicts also have their sentences commuted from death sentence to outright pardon. And then he listed them. I believe Sunday was one of the people that he was arrested with, Segun as well, and Tunde Olakpade as well as Ademola Adeleke. I mean, kudos to Governor Ademola Adeleke. I mean, that story was trending yesterday.
That story to
yes,
life.
absolutely.
And that's why for every those that condemn media, it is things like this in media do. We amplify story because if not for that interview,
yes,
he will never be able to get that prerogative of mercy.
We wouldn't have known that he was convicted for a probable crime like that.
Particularly, we should also commend Governor
Adeleke, yes,
for listening.
Yes. Absolutely.
Now, when that matter was brought to the public space, he quickly intervened.
Yes.
And he said that Osun State is a state of justice and equity and that he will look into this matter. And he advised the Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice to conduct investigations. And the job of the Attorney General, of course, is to advise his principal. And it's on the basis of this advice that the governor has now, taken this action to pardon 53 convicts. And what he has done is lawful. It is within the purview, as quoted in the statement you read, of Section 212 of the Constitution, which allows governors to exercise the prerogative of mercy. But what I find particularly instructive here is that in commuting the death sentence to outright pardon, he also listened to an intervention by Femi Falana, SAN, who said, yes, the governor has said he will pardon Segun Olowookere, but there was also Morakinyo, Sunday Morakinyo.
Sunday, that's what I said.
Who the trial judge had said was non-corpus mentis. In other words, he had issues, with his mental state of health. And the pardon should be extended to him. Again, Governor Adeleke listened to that informed legal counsel by Femi Falana, SAN. I think at the end of the day, this is all lawful, this is all constitutional, And that is what is important about it. You know, despite the fact that Mutalabi Adebayo, the Attorney General, you know, that was there before, had raised an objection that this was a case of armed robbery. But whether it was armed robbery simpliciter or not, and what he did was to protect the integrity of the judiciary, the governor has still acted within the province of the law.
Absolutely.
I think that's what is important.
Well, kudos to Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke. Well, we're head over to the southeast, I believe in Enugu State. Hundreds of residents returning home for the holidays were stranded for hours at a military checkpoint on the Enugu-Opi Road on Wednesday. Soldiers allegedly blocked the only access road and were reported to have been extorting travelers. Let's take a look.
This is the military checkpoint at Opi. You can see what these people are causing here. The road is fully blocked. Can you watch the go slow? From here to far, you can't believe it. What is happening here? You can't believe it. See, go slow. This is unbearable. Please, let ExMother make a call to those who are at Opi Junction, Opi, those army at Opi, so that to open this door. They will open this road for motor to pass. This is too much. You can watch what is happening. See the go slow here. Everywhere is blocked. Soldiers were causing it. It is soldiers that are causing it. At Opi Junction, at Opi towards Opi, those soldiers there, they are causing this go slow. Please let them make a call to them. Let them make a call. Let there be a call. Let there be a call from ExMother. ExMother will make a call.
This is unbelievable. Ayo, when I saw this video, I was in shock.
Yeah. And it's trending for good reason.
Yes.
Yeah, only a few days back, we're talking about kidnappings in the southeastern part of Nigeria. This happened in the southeastern part. And what people are saying is that beyond the public nuisance that this is causing, beyond the illegality of them extorting, or at least it seemed like, because the video the footage shown at the very beginning, they can show it again, was far away. But we could see policemen, putting their heads into cars, talking to people. So based on the report by people, what they were doing was actually asking, and a lot of us have experienced it at some point or the other. It's important for us, I don't know, there has to be some form of mechanism where we can report erring officers and where we can actually see punishments meted out to erring officers who continue to disturb law-abiding citizens on their way, going about their daily duties. This road, number one, they caused heavy traffic, or at least contributed to the heavy traffic. And then the fact that there have been a lot of reports around kidnappings, crime rates. And we know how many people travel around this time to the east from different parts of Nigeria to visit their family members. It is horrible, and I hope that an investigation, especially fishing out these erring officers and making a public example of them to deter future occurrences like that. It's shameful.
Absolutely. Yesterday we took the story, like we talked about yesterday, and apparently the eyewitness report that had said that it was in Anambra State, I got a message saying that no, that was not in Anambra State, it was in Enugu State, somewhere in the Agu LGA of Enugu State. I thought it was important to bring that video back up again because we got that comment saying that this incident was in Enugu State and not in Anambra State. But these eyewitness reports, we have to continue to commend them.
But there was a lawmaker kidnapped in Anambra State.
No, I did. Yeah, we reported the lawmaker.
Okay,
it was in Anambra State.
So in that part,
so it was in Anambra State for sure.
Yes.
Their lawmaker, and he's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
But that one video that we had also was in Enugu State. So we are calling on the Enugu State government to also look into that, especially those people that were kidnapped. Really, we need to hear more reports. I haven't heard from the police. We've sent messages. We need to know what's really going on in Enugu State in the southeast. I hope that those people get released. Well, we'll take another story now. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has reaffirmed his authority over land administration in Abuja. He dismissed accusations of land grabbing, emphasizing that as FCT minister, he's in charge of all lands in Abuja and cannot in any way grab land. Well, in another development, here's a picture of the day. is that of the FCT minister's sons when they visited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Christmas Day at his residence at Bodilon Road in Ikoyi, Lagos. I mean, look at that picture of the day. I wanted to pull up this actual story because I thought it was a very assertive comment by the FCT minister saying that, you know, he's not a land grabber. I know that you raised that question, did you? With the president asking about Wike. A real quick comment from you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, look, as the president,
Yes.
when the president was saying, show me one minister
Yes.
that you people are complaining about, and it was a follow-up question. He said, well, people are complaining about Nyesom Wike.
Yes.
They say he's a land grabber. They say, you know, he's violating
Yes.
the rules. Well, now the president said, oh, Wike is a good man.
Yes.
He's doing very well, and that the problem is with Nigerians who do not comply with the law. And Wike in Ahoda, East and West local government, I think yesterday, at a Thanksgiving service, was boasting that he's not a land grabber because he's the owner of the land. He's the man who is in charge of land in Abuja.
Yes.
And that the president has done well by saying the problem is compliance. And that, in any case, you know, all he does is to get people to comply with the law. Well, nobody is quarreling with the law. Two things, quick things. There have been issues raised about Minister Wike in terms of enforcing the law. He's a lawyer. He can say he wants to enforce the law. But he cannot demolish people's houses without court order. He cannot act ultra vires. Yep. The president may have assured him that he's a good man and that he's doing a good job. That's fine. The president, you know, under the laws of Nigeria, has the power to hire and fire. But Nigerians are saying his own is too much. He cannot be, you know, taking people's land and demolishing their properties without court order in an unlawful manner. Mm-hmm. That is the issue. But he says he's the landlord of Abuja. Very good. Landlord of Abuja. You should also know that there were other landlords of that Federal Capital Territory before him. Power is transient. Abuja is not OjyOkpe. Is it OjyOkpe? It's not OjyOkpe local government of Nigeria. This is Nigeria.
Well done.
You know, he will learn his lessons.
This is Nigeria.
In good time.
Well, all right.
You know, so.
All right. I love to end our Friday shows on a light note, under entertainment. Well, Beyonce delivered a dynamic halftime performance during the NFL Christmas Day game between the Baltimore Ravens and Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. She showcased tracks from her genre-blending album, Cowboy Carter, marking her first live performance of the album. Let's take a look.
Do what I do, yeah, yeah. Hello, girls. Rugged whiskey, we're surviving. Of a red cup kisses, sweet redemption, passing time, yeah. Ooh, one step to the right, we headed to the dive bar. We always so nice.
Dr. Patty, can I say what you said?
No.
She's a complete babe. This girl is a babe. She's not a girl, she's a woman with a brilliant performance by Beyonce, as always. Yeah. Well, you all go have fun this weekend. Yes. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.